so nice there. I mean, you got like
nice,
water. It's way bigger.
You got water.
At the end of the day, it's like we're all on the same like kind of squad. Almost,
Yeah.
you know?
All right, welcome back to We Should Jam. Some time with Craig Gignac. How's it going? Thanks so much for coming over, man.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Man, of course, no problem. I've been wanting to like have you over for a while. So you're like this like it's a different episode because you're not like here representing like one band. You're just like have your hands in like a little bit of everything.
That's true. Yeah, a lot of bands.
Yeah,
a lot of bands.
Was that something that like is that just something that's happened to you, or like was that you've been like kind of going after that?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, like I do have a lot of different interests, and I mean, there's a lot of different bands that are happening, you know, all the time. I mean, like when I first started playing in multiple bands, I was with Radio Caroline.
Yeah.
And my buddy Nick was like, yeah, like I need a bassist for like my metal band. And I'm like, well, like I've got a bass, like I'm not doing anything right now. It's like, why not? Like I kind of showed up to the session, and it was Josh Tabb, Nick Grease, and Chris Pollock. We're all jamming, and they were laying down this track, and it sounded really good, like up in Nick's attic.
Okay.
And I was like, right on. So, and I'd never met Josh or Chris. It was like the first time I was meeting either of them. And I was like, so you're gonna play bass after the guitar parts, right? And Chris was like, oh no, man, I don't play any instruments. And I was like, what? And he was like, I just do vocals. And I was like, well, who's your bass player then? And he's like, well, Nick was just gonna do the bass parts. And I'm like, but why? Like, what are you gonna do? They're like, well, I don't know, we'll figure it out. I was like, I'll play bass if you want. And they were like, yeah, sure, okay. And then it just kind of rolled from there. Like it was like well, if you don't have a bass player, like I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I was in two bands.
Right.
And then like that band kind of came and went. And then Over Flowers was also with Nick. That was like a pop punk band with Will Agnew.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And Cam Lee on guitar. And yeah, it was just like one of those things where it was like, yeah, like I just want to start this other band. And I'm like, well, I'll play bass.
Yeah.
Why not? Like, why not? So like, yeah, it's just kind of rolled that way. And then I mean, like having a main project too. I mean, like like after Radio Caroline was done, Legal Kill was like the main thing.
Right.
And I didn't really have side projects during that. And then Basic White's been happening now. And like I still play around. Like I've been playing with like Serena Haggerty as well. Yeah. And with Bob, my roommate, for Heavy Gloom. Just like whatever gig I can get.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's not a bad way to do it either.
Floating around.
Yeah. Like so like what was sort of like when you were like started like showing interest in music or whatever, like did you like gravitate to bass, or was that like what was sort of the first thing you
No, I was like a guitar player first.
Oh, okay.
When I first started playing.
Yes, that's standard, I guess.
Yeah. My dad showed me Walk the Line in 2005.
Oh, nice.
Johnny Cash movie. Yeah. And I was just like the whole movie went through, and like no joke, my dad was like always sitting in the chair with a laptop.
Yeah.
And we're watching the movie, and like the credits start rolling. I was like, Dad, can you get me a guitar? He's like, I'm already on eBay.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes. Like so sick. So got like a first guitar like in the mail a couple weeks later, and started teaching myself at first. But like my aunt tried to have like one guitar lesson with me, and it was like the Spanish ballad thing,
nice.
Like da 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 da. And I'm like this is not good. This isn't what I want to do. And then I kind of discovered like 911 tabs.
Okay, yeah. Awesome.
Google,
yeah.
And figured out how to play some chords, and I kind of went from there, just like teaching myself. But I was a guitar player first, and I would like write these like Johnny Cash songs,
right,
and like sing them and stuff. And I was just kind of like writing songs for a long time. Tried to like, I got my first electric guitar after a while too, and like got like super obsessed with AC/DC and stuff like that. But like no one in my public school was like very musical. There was no bands going on.
Right. Are you from like London?
I'm from London. Okay. Yeah, I went to like Westmount Public School. Okay. I went to Saunders Secondary School, and Saunders in grade 9 there was like a coffee shop coffee house,
right? And
I played like electric guitar. I did this like improvised guitar solo. It's on YouTube, by the way, if you want to like go embarrass the shit out of me. But there's like I did this guitar solo, and then like I met Jeff Gonzalez, who was the bass player for Radio Caroline, and he's the bass player for Junko Daydream as well. And we started kind of jamming a little bit, and then I met Scott through a mutual friend, Colin. And then we kind of started our first band there, and Radio Caroline was my first band.
Oh, really. Wow. Yeah. Right on. And then like you were just the vocalist in that.
I played like second guitar like really infrequently.
Right.
Like, I couldn't do it because I just had this little like practice amp.
Right.
And Scott had this stack. And I was just like, yeah, screw it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna do vocals.
Yeah. That's kind of the story with like me too. Like with Lost Arts is like the first few shows I was playing guitar, but like my amp was just like a piece
inferior.
of shit. Yeah. And like Nick
up.
and Hayden are just like so good together that it was like, whatever. There's no
exactly.
point. And like it shit out during one of our shows. And I was like, okay, well, I guess it's game time.
I had that happen once too.
And like we were toying with the idea of like me maybe not playing guitar anyway, but they were like hesitant with like if I could like do the frontman thing.
Right.
So like we were like really thrown into the fire, and I was like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
And it worked out like so far, so it's been way better.
I started just kind of finding like ways to like fill my time when I was doing
right.
when I first started doing just vocals. I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna put scarves on my microphone.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and I'm just gonna like be Elvis for a little bit, and be Steven Tyler for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, like how do you like being like just the front man?
I love it now. Yeah. It was weird like at first, but because it's also like finding like your thing.
Yeah.
Because like initially you're just like kind of stealing stuff from other people.
Oh yeah.
And
God,
like yeah. And I was like so hesitant from like you know, like watching guys like Andy from Bodhi Jar or whatever, and then like making sure I wasn't like taking his thing, because it's like one thing to be like Steven Tyler or whatever, but it's like if you're like stealing from guys like in the scene, you're like, I want to separate us from that.
Yeah, he can actually come up and at me.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't know. I love it, man. I don't know. Did you like doing like?
I really liked it. Yeah, I mean, like, actually, I forgot. So I did play bass like the tiniest little bit when we first started playing. And that was just before Jeff joined or whatever. But yeah, when I made the first transition, I was like, what do I do with my hands?
Yes,
you know, like, what am I supposed to do? And then I like got the microphone stand. I was like really adamant. I was like, it needs to be like a straight up and down.
Right.
You know, I can't use this like angle thing. It's just not cool. I feel like a Joni Mitchell cover band. Or something like that. And so I started doing that, and then I did like the scarves on the microphone stand. I had like this like bright yellow scarf at first. It was like so like just out of nowhere, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna like actually put some effort into this. And then I remember like when I kind of found my thing was I wanted to find bell-bottom pants. Yeah. Just like bell-bottom jeans. Yeah. And I found these crazy printed pants on on thebay.com, and they're not out there anymore. I've looked, and I bought them. And I showed up to a band practice with them. And the guys are like, you can't wear them. Like, those are crazy. And I was like, dude, I'm going to wear them. Like, I don't care. And I showed up to a gig. And, like, I used to do this, like, for every show. I'd show up in, like, my regular clothes or whatever. And then, like, 10 minutes before we go into the bathroom. And I'd put on this, like, the bell-bottom pants and, like, the floral shirt and everything. I had, like, these cuffs on and shit. And I was like the flower guy, you know, for like a lot of our shows, and like people seem to dig that. I had a lot of fun with it too. It's totally. It's super comfortable too. They're like PJs, you know, like so aerodynamic.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. No, I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. And then like going to just playing bass, like it's like a little bit of a hit, you know. But I mean, like it's less stressful too, you know. Like you can kind of hide in the back a little bit. Like though bass is like the foundation of it. At the end of the day, like you can still kind of just hide.
Totally. It's one of those things, like, especially when like when I got to like Fanshawe and was doing the MIA program and like started like meeting all these like awesome bass players. It was like never anything I'd like encountered. Like anybody I played with in high school was just like they played bass and it was like root notes or whatever.
They were like guitarists that were like, well, you got to play bass.
Yeah, exactly. So and I was like, fuck, like it's crazy that like they get all this like shit, but they're like,
I know
they're so important.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
like nobody cares.
You can laugh all you want, man. I know, like. Like, good luck finding a good bass player.
Yeah, honestly, and when it does make a difference. Like, it's like, you know, Hayden is like one of the best bass players like
he's
I've
incredible.
played with. Yeah,
he's actually incredible.
He's so good, and it's like when you see somebody that's like just kind of like phoning it in or whatever, it's like, man, it totally makes a difference. Like, what's going on? Yeah. But I mean, I guess it's like, did you, like, was that like a hard? I don't know if hard's a good like word, but like, was it like, what was the difference sort of for you, going from like. You were like the front man, all eyes on you, to just like
to switching back. Yeah, when I joined Legal Kill, we were talking about it because like Talon was leaving for Cherry Pools or whatever, and he said, you know, I need a bass player, and I was like, well, man, like I'm not doing like my band anymore. And he was like, well, would you want to play bass? And I was like, yeah. And he said, like, well, we can do, like, a lot of harmonies, too. Like, I know there's, like, a lot of harmonies in there that we haven't really been tapping into. And I'm like, dude, I'm down, like the current Alice in Chains thing where it's, like, always harmonies kind of thing. And we started kind of doing that. And, I mean, like, with a three-piece, like, it was a pretty easy transition, you know, where it's, like, the two of us are both up there with guitars and singing. It was like, okay, like, I'm still kind of in this one, like, this is all right. But it was good. I mean, like I had like no shortage of vocal parts, which was cool too, right? So I mean, it wasn't like I was just going from being like the singer to being the bass player. It was like I still sing and play bass, right? So it was good. And then when I first joined Legal Kill, we were like, I got to get like a sick bass. Like Charlie has crazy gear. You know, like if you go to that kid's Instagram, like
man.
The amps and the guitars and everything. It's been like that like since he was a kid, man. I remember when I first met him, I show up to his door, like he like messaged me on Facebook. He was like, "Yo, man, like I checked out your band, like you should come jam sometime. Like we should jam sometime." And and I was like, "Yeah, all right, sure." So I show up to his door, and he like lives in Westmount too. It was like a 5-minute drive. I show up, and he answers the door, like 14-year-old kid with a Black Beauty Les Paul Custom, and I'm like, "Hi, like, is that a real?" And he was like, "Yeah, man." And I was like, "Right." He says, "Do you want to see the studio?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I want to see the studio." And like go downstairs, and like it was him and Talon at the time, and Talon's on the drums. And they just like shred out this super sick, like it's like a Guns N' Roses song. And they were like, "Yeah, we came up with this like this afternoon." Like, oh my god! But like, like the equipment just like blew me away. Like, right off the bat. So when I first joined Legal Kill, like we were checking out London Guitars, and they had 3 Rickenbacker basses.
Nice.
So I was just like, I'm gonna bite the bullet and get one of these bad boys. So I mean, like being the bass player when you got a Ricky's like kind of worth it.
Totally,
it's a little worth it.
Yeah, it totally fit like the aesthetic too. Cause the first time I saw Legal Kill, actually like Charles just posted the like 1-year anniversary was like at the release show. And I was like, holy fuck, man. And then like of course it's like and he's 17 or whatever. Like,
for real.
I started like showing like my brother and like some of his friends like Legal Kill, and they're like, this is fucking wicked, and I was like, and he's fucking 17.
Kid's 17
like,
years old.
What? And like, I know, man, it's unreal.
It's insane.
But man, that must have been like fun doing that. How long were you in that band for?
When did I join? It would have been like really early December. It was like super late November, early December, something like that. Because our first show was like on, what was it, the 21st, the 23rd with the Nil.
Okay. Which
was insane, by the way.
Totally, yeah.
Oh my god. It was like, like, welcome to the band. By the way, we're playing with the Dirty.
Yeah.
What?
So crazy.
But yeah, so I was joined then, and we were done in June. So what was that? December to June. I can't.
So like a few months.
Yeah, a few months. It's like half a year. Something like that.
So did you play on the EP then, or?
I did. I played on Volume 2. Talon did play bass on Confined though.
Oh, okay.
He played bass on Confined because they had the kind of way they introduced themselves to Aaron was they won the Jack Richardson Battle of the Bands. Right. That kind of gives you an idea of how young they are. They got the Battle of the Bands award. And they meet Aaron, who runs Charterhouse. He's the main engineer at Charterhouse. And they had this agreement to do one song. And I guess what happened was, like, this was just before I joined, where they had only had the drums done when I joined. So they set up the warehouse at London Guitars for the drums. And they recorded the one song, and Aaron just goes, "Oh my god, these are the best drum sounds I've ever recorded. Play more songs." So he was just like, "Okay, sure." So they played, like, I think they played 3 more. If not, they did 4 more, and one didn't make the cut or something like that. I'm not sure. But they recorded 3 more songs. And they're like, "Okay, well, we're going to do an EP now. This just sounds way too good." The drum sounds were incredible. And there's no samples on those drums. Like, all the drums you hear on that record is what he played. Which is crazy. And there's no pitch editing on the vocals either.
Which is crazy.
It was a lot of takes. But, I mean, it was worth it. But yeah, so we did that, and then I joined on, and the agreement was that, Talon won the Battle of the Bands for the one track, put him on the one track. Right? So he's on that one, and I'm on the other 3.
Right on. So. Yeah, it's a huge EP. Like, it sounds
fantastic, and that's all thanks to Aaron. Aaron Murray and Dan Broadbeck mastered it as well. So big thanks to him as well.
Yeah, Dan mixed and mastered our EP too for us.
He always does a fantastic job.
He's that's why I won a Juno, I guess.
I guess so.
That's awesome, man. So then how did I guess you guys you've just been friends with Basic White, so that's probably just how that
it was funny how that kind of came about. So like I remember we played the first show that Radio Caroline played with our drummer Liam, who is now the keyboard player in Basic White, which is kind of funny. That was the first time that we had ever... So our first show with Liam was the first show we had ever met Basic White.
Oh, okay.
And that was a funny night because like Wally like literally backed his van up into Liam at one point.
Oh shit.
Classic Wally.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that was the first time we met, and then we played like we played a bunch more shows. Like pretty much every Rum Runner show that Radio Caroline played, Basic White would play like right after us.
Oh really?
Which was just kind of funny, like every single one. But I'd see them a bunch, and then I was playing a gig with Serena Haggerty at Toboggan Brewery.
Okay.
And Basic White were on the bill.
Yeah.
And they came out, they were like razzing me. It was funny. They come out, they're just like, oh, we're going to see the countryside of Craig tonight. And I'm like, ho, 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 Wally. And they played the gig, and it was great. Like, they like stole the show, I should say. Like, they played last. I think, no, they played just before Five Oceans.
Okay.
So Five Oceans were on that gig too. And they messaged me the next day, and they were like, hey man, we need like a bassist for like this one show.
Like, would
you be able to jump on it? Eric can't make it. And I think Eric was just kind of like a fill-in at the time anyway too. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I go over and I jam with Riley, and then he like already says like, yeah, I've got like 2 other gigs. You think you could take those ones on too? And I'm just like, yeah, screw it. Like, I don't really have anything going on. And then, like, pretty much he just kept hitting me with more gigs. He's like, yeah, like, this one. And I'm like, okay. And, like, I just didn't really get the message, right? So I was like, people would ask me, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm playing this gig with Basic White, like, on this date. And they're just like, oh, right on. Are you playing with those guys? I was like, well, I've got these gigs with them or whatever. And I go over to Riley's place eventually, and he goes like, Craig, man, just, like, join our band, you weirdo. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm like, okay, sure. So it just kind of, like, it just worked out that way.
Yeah.
But I've been loving it. Like, they're super fun guys, and it's tons of shows too. Like, we've just been playing lots. Which is great.
They've been like, looks like they like kind of hit another stride now.
For sure.
Is good. Yeah, they're such a fun band, man. Like, you guys are like one of my favorite bands to watch live.
Thank you, man. It's so much fun to play live.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I think like the songs too like lend themselves to like that, if that makes any sense. Like, they're just like fun, like rock.
Yeah, they're
songs,
super
and
fun.
Just like
for sure.
Totally lends itself to that. For
Party
sure.
rock.
Yeah,
tonight.
Absolutely. Did you play on the album then too?
I didn't get to make that. No, so that album's been in production for like a long time. I know it's been like at least half a year or something like that. And the bass had already been done. And when I jumped on, and all that needed to be done was keys, I think.
Oh, okay.
And Liam jumped out, like, it was when I was still just, like, you know, list of dates on the fridge kind of thing. Yeah. Liam comes over to my place, and he just goes, like, what's all this? Like, all these dates. I was like, they're all the shows I'm playing with Basic White. He's like, I want to play. And I was like, well, I mean, if you can play the keys or something. Yeah. You know, he's, like, my drummer in my past band. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, okay. And he goes out, and he buys, like, $4,000 worth of keys. Wow. Buys, like an 88 and, like, an Electro 3 Nord. Wow. Just gets all these keys and just like becomes an incredible piano player in like 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, and like bring him by the jam, and the guys were like, this is great. Like they had never played with a keyboard player before, and it just completely changed everything. Right. And so yeah, like we've been playing with Liam ever since. But he jumped on like in just a super random way like that, and then it was like, well, we still need keys on the record. Yeah. I'm like, you tell me Liam's gonna make on the record? Like, oh my god. So Liam got to toss some keys on there, but I'll be on the next one. We've already been working on new tunes, which is cool.
Yeah, totally.
So, and I mean, the record came out like last week.
Yeah. I mean, I guess just cool. Like always thinking ahead.
Yeah, I guess so. It's the way they roll.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Man. Yeah, the record sounds like so good too. So like,
thank you.
I've been bumping it a lot. So yeah, looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, I'm too.
Play on that one. I'm actually gonna play on this one. Yeah. Oh man. So like, have you done like a lot of like just studio work then too, like separate from like maybe like playing live in the band?
Not like a ton. I mean, like I've done. The biggest thing that I got to have my hand in with recording was the Sneck record.
Okay,
you heard the Sneck album. It was just Nathan Patrick from Foam. Bob from Kingpin and from Heavy Gloom and everything, and Jock, by the way. Bob is in Jock now because it's a very new band. They were my roommates, and we decided we were just gonna get like really drunk on May 2-4 weekend and make a record. Like, in that one, like in a day, pretty much. Yeah. But well, actually, I'm kind of skipping parts here. So Sneck came up. So I live at the Foam Dome. Yeah. Right. We had have shows there and all that jazz. Yeah. And a band couldn't make it for the show. Oh, okay. And we were like, how are we going to fill that third slot? Yeah. So Nathan, Bob, and I just, like, wrote 3 songs. Nice. 3 just, like, thrash songs. Yeah. We were like, let's just be Metallica. Yeah. And we just wrote 3, like, random, like garagey thrash songs. Right. and played the set, and like it was super fun. And then we just wound up like doing another show just for fun. And then we decided to do this record. It was just like Nathan had bought this tape machine, this 8-track tape machine. And he was like, I want to like make an album with this thing. Like I want to like kind of figure out how to use this thing a little more. Let's make a record. So I think it was like 6 songs or something like that.
Yeah.
And we recorded them all in a day, and we did like everything live off the floor, and then like guitars were tracked separately after, did like a lead guitar after, and did the vocals after.
Right.
And like we all kind of had our chance to kind of, hit play,
right.
like twist some knobs and everything. And like got to learn a little bit more about like mic placement on it. But I mean, like I'm no engineer by any means, no engineer.
Yeah.
But it was really fun. Like that was really fun. But I mean, like I've worked with Mike Vanstone was the guy that did he did a Death Sentence EP, and he did 2 Radio Caroline EPs.
Okay.
Got to work with Aaron for Volume 2.
Right on.
The Sugar Shack was always great. I want to go back there.
We're going tomorrow. We're doing 2 songs. We're doing 2 songs tomorrow.
Pet Winston for me.
Yeah, I will. It's my first like real studio experience because we just did like the EP at the school. So I'm really looking forward to working with Kyle and like
for sure
doing some. Like...
We worked with Simon when we were in there, and I remember meeting Kyle. I think it was before he even like worked there or something.
Okay,
he showed up for a minute and then left, and then like shortly after he started working with Lost in Japan.
Yeah,
there,
right.
I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the Sugar Shack. Like it's super fun. Like just the main jam room just full of equipment.
Yeah. That's what Drake. Cause like I don't know if you know who Dime is, but they like did a couple. They did a couple tracks there, and cause like Drake plays drums in both bands, and he's like, I'm not even bringing my kit tomorrow. He's like, cause like Kyle just like
the selection is too
good. I was like, all right, sounds good, man.
Hell yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So what were we talking about before that?
Then? Studio. Yeah. There's that. And then, I think the Over Flowers record was made in Nick's basement as well.
Right.
So there's been like some kind of DIY kind of recording sessions too. But I mean, like a lot of times I've had the luck of working with some really great engineers too.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's been bass and vocals have been the main things. And then I guess I did 1 guitar track at Sugar Shack for the Radio Caroline record, and I did guitar for Snack. That's been pretty much it.
Right on.
But I'd like to do more studio.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I sang on actually Megan Machette. I sang on her lift the other day.
No way.
Yeah, and it was like the first time I've like ever been asked to like come in and like do another thing. I was like, I could do more of this. This is fucking cool.
I really like being the hired gun for the shows. Too. It's always really fun too. But you gotta like, it's funny. I always try to think about like kind of pandering to like that.
Right.
Like when I play with Serena, it's like I gotta bust out the paisley shirt. You know, like gotta wear the cowboy boots. But it's fun. I mean, I'd really like to do some more session stuff. But I mean, like it's kind of I know whenever I've played with a group and it's been like we're gonna record, it's like well you gotta have the whole band. Or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean when it's a solo artist, I guess it's a little different.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of pick your band.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, for whatever like suits the song or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, totally. Have you got any like crazy road stories or anything?
Road stories? Yeah. Some street cred stories.
Yeah. Good or bad, whatever.
Good or bad. Actually, I gotta give some mad kudos to Wally for our Wally is a genius, by the way.
Okay.
He truly is. Truly is a genius. Don't let him deceive you. We were playing Smiths Falls just before Christmas.
Right. Yeah.
Which is super far, by the way. If you don't know where Smiths Falls is,
it's like up by like Ottawa area.
It's Journey.
Yeah.
And like we got that big basic white van.
Yeah.
Right, and so we had to bring. We were playing a Legion Hall. It was the biggest hall that we could find in Smiths Falls. Right. I guess Riley's from Perth, which is like right nearby, and he knows everybody. He was like, "I swear, it's gonna be sold out. Like it's gonna be crazy." And we're like, "Okay, so we gotta do this Legion Hall," and so we had to bring our own lights, our own sound, all of our equipment. Like rack equipment for the lights, like everything.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And we've got this one van, and I was just like, okay, like maybe we could do it. And I show up, like all the equipment, a lot of it was at Casey's place, which is Riley's older brother.
Right.
And I guess he had brought it by earlier in the day, and I show up at the house, and like the jam room is like brimmed with equipment. And I'm like, guys, like we're not fitting this all in one van. It's not happening. Like, we go look in the van, and there's, like, one road case in there already, and I'm like, it's full.
Yeah.
There's no way it's happening. And Wally just starts, like, brute force, just, like, like, Tetrising it, right? And, like, it starts getting more and more full, and I'm like, at first, I'm like, no way. Not gonna happen. It starts getting a little more full. I'm like, he might actually fucking do this. And just feel, like, to the edge of the doors. Like, everything is completely packed. To the point where, like, all of the guitars were at the back. Like, you couldn't even steal our stuff.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like, all these huge monitors are at the back. Like, but it was incredible. Like, he, like, packed this thing. Like, everything fit. All 5 of us fit.
That's
comfortably.
Awesome. Yeah.
Like, it was crazy.
That's unreal, man.
Yeah, that was a super crazy one. And he did it, like, 4 times. Because we had to, like, load it up, drive to Smiths Falls, unload it, load it back up, drive back home.
Yeah.
It's like, Wally, how, man?
That's so fun. That is like an art, man. I did a couple like load-outs for music hall, and like I did like the Anthrax show. And that was my first one, and then
that's got to be a crazy
like,
road crew.
Yeah, it's just it's like transport trucks, right? Of
yeah,
shit, and
of
it's
boxes,
just
like
there's just one guy in there, and it's like don't move or touch anything until they tell you what to touch and like where to put it, because it's just like they've got a system, and like they want to go home, and they're just like nobody fucking move until we like point at you and tell you what to grab. Yeah, and it is, you're like there's no way you're fitting any of it, even in like the transport truck. It's like there's no way any of this is
just
going
like
in here.
None of it was even close to the van. I just look at the room and I'm like, this isn't happening. Like, I would have given up in a heartbeat if it was up to me.
There's no way. There's
not
no way
happening.
we're doing it. Yeah,
But
I guess it's good to have one of those guys in there.
Yeah, it's crazy because the guy will just like, he'll just barrel through like with like an 810 cabinet, just like, just hauls it in the van. I'm like, you're crazy. Oh my God, be careful.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Pull it off. Pulled it off.
Can't wait till I don't have to cram our stuff into my Nissan and then drive to the show.
I know. The whole 2-car convoy is a tough one.
And like I'm the only one with a car in the band. Like sometimes like Drake could get like his girlfriend's car, and she has like an actual like SUV. Right. But it's like she works like shift work, so it's like never guaranteed.
Super unreliable.
Yeah. And like my Nissan's already low to the ground, and then we like are bringing stuff. And
oh my God. Actually, when Radio Caroline has another interesting one with transport where we packed all of our stuff. I think the only thing we didn't bring was shells. Okay. So we brought like an 810 cab, 412 cab, our heads, guitars, everything, and the 4 of us, and all of our merch. And my 2002 Sienna minivan was like riding the ground. Like it was like full capacity. And we were driving to Ottawa, and we blew our left front tire on the highway. Oh, fuck. Liam was driving and managed to like pull it over or whatever. And we had no hesitation. As soon as it happened, like someone was like, "What do we do?" And I was like, "Get all the equipment out of the back. We're dropping the spare." Like, we had like a full spare. Yeah. Right. So like side of the road, like I'm in my cowboy boots. Yeah. Like booting off these lug nuts. Swap out the wheel, and we drove the rest of like the 3 dates. On this full size spare. Oh man. With nothing but a rim. On the spare section too. It's like, oh, that's always safe.
Yeah. Totally.
But that was a good one. And we made it to the gig right on time.
Got it. And
it was crazy. We stopped at a Canadian Tire for a minute to get it aired up, just the slightest bit. Yeah. They were like, "Dude, you guys in a band?" Yeah. Like, here, take a CD, dude. Like seriously, thanks for the compressed air.
Yeah. Oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah, man.
Did you take any like vocal lessons or anything like that, or you just kind of?
No, I did choir when I was in elementary school, and like extracurricular one. Like I mean, like everyone would be singing. It was like grade 1 through 6 you would only be singing. Right. And then grade 6 I think we got recorders.
Ooh, yeah.
Terrible.
Classic. Yeah.
Why would you do that? It's like a crime to give 6th graders recorders.
I think we got them earlier actually. I think like grade 6 was
5.
Grade 6 was when we like got to pick our instrument. Like so like my elementary school was like the stringed elementary school, and
that was us too.
Another town over was like winds, and then in high school you like came together. Yeah. Yeah, so I think like recorders was like grade 4 or 5.
I think recorders might have been 5. We all got introduced to violin grade 6. Okay. And you would kind of pick it. And I remember I wanted to play the stand-up bass, and they were like, "You're too short, man." And I'm like, "What?" And I played cello. Yeah. I got actually like a award of excellence for cello.
Oh no! I wish I picked cello. I picked violin, and
I like cello, but I wanted to play bass really bad. Cello, it's bass. Yeah. My sister played stand-up bass. She was tall enough at the time. But then like I get to grade 9 or grade 10. I go from like 5'8" to like 6'1", and I'm like, guys, could have been playing bass this whole time.
Look at me now.
Yeah, for real. Look at me now. But what was I gonna say? So I did choir, so when you'd be singing like grade 1 to 4, and then I did choir up until like I think grade 7, maybe I don't think I was doing it in grade 8, but up to grade 7, and then I worked with the choir in high school. I think I was the guitar guy mostly, though. I don't think I did that, but I was singing in high school. As soon as I got to high school and I met Scott and Jeff, it was like, well, we need a singer, and I was like, okay, I'll try it out.
Yeah. That's awesome. I just want, because I was listening to like the Radio Carolina EPs, and I was like, fuck, like this is like like your voice is unreal.
Thank
you,
I
hadn't had like an opportunity to like really like hear it and stuff other than like live.
Yeah.
But I was like, God, this is fucking unreal. So I always wonder like when people have like strong voices.
There was a learning curve for sure, man.
Yeah.
Like I popped it a couple times.
Yeah. Oh really?
Oh yeah.
There's been. I started taking lessons in the summer, and I like changed my life because I like, never and because I was just doing it, and I was like, especially now like listening to the EP because this was after, and I was like, oh man, there's so many things I like could have did that I just like didn't do because you like don't have the knowledge of like maybe where your voice can go. And like so now I'm like taking care of it, and I have like a better idea. Even if I like can't quite do it, I'm like, okay, I know how to get there though.
So you can kind of figure out a way to get to it.
Because like terrified to like blow your voice. I don't like scream too much, but like still, you know,
the Radio Caroline stuff, it was like I gotta scream a high E, right? And like I remember because Jeff had like kind of a similar thing too. Like I had vocal nodes when I was like a little kid. I wasn't a singer at all. I think it was just like playing hockey. I'd be like screaming so much. And they're like, dude, you gotta stop screaming. But like you learn a little bit about using your diaphragm there. Like I used to do like it was like they call it like vocal hygiene lessons or whatever, right? And it's just for like speaking and stuff like that. And it's funny, like I think about it now. I'd go to those like when I was like 9 years old or something like that, and they're like, "Do you sing?" And I'm like, "No." And like fucking 14-year-old me's just like, "Fuck! Why did I tell them?" Like, but Jeff and I like we would fucking struggle with our voices every now and again. And we would like just do like the YouTube lurking, whatever, right? And it's like and like Skid Row, Sebastian Bach, talking about how he does it or whatever. We're just like, how do you get whistle tones? Like, what? But we did like a bunch of research on it too, and then like I remember like I had the main contributor to that was I was sick too.
Okay.
And we played this one gig in Ottawa, and I was sick, and I was like screaming my balls off, didn't know what I was doing, and my throat was fucked up for like a month.
Oh wow.
And I was like, guys, like I can't, like I need to like take a break. Or whatever. And I kind of figured it out. And, like, for a while, I had this, like, ridiculous regime. Like, I like, stopped drinking, stopped smoking, stopped drinking caffeine, started running.
Oh, wow.
No, like it was crazy. I was, like, chewing ginger root, for Christ's sake.
Oh, Jesus.
Like,
like, really going after
it's like, that's crazy, man. Like, drinking, like, 3 liters of water a day. Like, unbelievable. But, yeah, like, it's, you know, you got to kind of figure it out. But I haven't taken any lessons. I definitely should still.
Right. It doesn't hurt. Yeah, you get the, like... I tried doing like the YouTube creeping thing, and I just like it didn't help because I didn't really know like what I was looking for, or like where to start. So like having the lessons was like a good foundation where like now I could probably like go do that and be like, okay, where can I progress? But
Jeff and I had the same kind of like moment when we first started watching them. We're just like, where the fuck is the diaphragm? Like how? Like use your diaphragm. I'm like, what is it? Like
I didn't pay any attention in health class. I should have paid attention.
Yeah, for real.
I don't know where anything
Someone get me a medical dictionary.
How do I feel it? And it's like it's so much different than like trying to learn an instrument because it's like all feel of like where like your throat should be and like where like where your tongue should be and stuff like that. Definitely. And it is just
volumes has been a big one too. I remember talking to Mike Vanstone. Because he used to do like he was in a band called Divine Right of Kings, and he would do like Dillinger Escape Plan was like what they kind of sounded like. So you do like this screamy kind of vocal. Yeah. He was like, man, like a lot of these people aren't that loud when they're doing it. Right. So you gotta watch your like if you can get your vocal fry like really quiet. Yeah. Do that. Yeah. Otherwise you're just pushing it for no fucking reason. Right. You can get the same sound. Yeah. And I've been focusing on that a lot too. Like if you're trying to like hit some crazy note with grit, you don't need to like scream it. Right. So just like watch your volume. Yeah, that's interesting too. Yeah, and it's all like like pushing the like your air control. Think of it like a reed, man. You know, like fucking you don't want to be doing that. It's a little crazy. Yeah, that's I'm always interested with like people if they took lessons or not, because like I asked Charles too, and he was like, no. Nope. I was like, of course he didn't. No, because we used to jam like when he was like super young, and I would do some singing. And then I like went on, kept doing the Radio Caroline thing, and he just started. Yeah. And I remember he was like super into like Lane Staley and stuff like that. And like he just had tons of influence. Right. And he figured it out, and he figured it out pretty damn well. He's got a good voice on him. So.
Yeah, that's because when I was doing lessons, we were doing a lot of like I was like struggling with compression, so we were doing a lot of like Audio Slave because like Chris Cornell's like king of compression, so it was good. Like, and then like Audio Slave like isn't like the craziest Chris Cornell, like well it's easier to like kind of practice.
Slaves and bulldozers.
Yeah, oh yeah, like it's like I don't know. Hopefully someday, man, but I don't know. But Megan did Them Bones for her lift, so she was like, "Could you do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, probably." And I had like 2 weeks to kind of practice, so I hadn't done like any lane yet. So like getting past the like the unique quality in his voice, I was like, "Okay, get that out of the way. I'm not gonna sound like that." But,
yeah,
like,
for real, do it yourself.
Where does it sit? Yeah,
yeah, like when you're doing a cover too. That was a big one too. Was like you kind of have to separate yourself from your influences. Like I mean, like if you love listening to Clutch, you know, and he's doing that fucking, don't necessarily try to sing it like a baritone like he is, you know, like you can still have that influence, but like I remember I had that when I first started singing like Johnny Cash songs, like dude, like cut the southern accent. Like, what are you doing? Like, come on.
To throw the accent in there.
Yeah, too. For real. But I mean, like, you know, if you want to sound like Robert Plant or you want to sound like Steven Tyler, it's like, yeah, I mean, like, have that influence, but I mean, don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, like, and like so much of that, like, their thing is just like what their voice sounds like trying to like emulate like what like Lane Staley sounds like you're never gonna do that because that's
you
just
push your jaw.
A couple inches that's a whole nother thing. Just practicing in the mirror, getting
I had lots of mirror sessions, man. Lots of mirror dance sessions.
Oh yeah, man, you got you.
Gotta have the hockey stick. Yeah. I used to practice I just think it was so sick. It was like the Elvis, you like toss the mic and you bring it back with your foot or whatever. Practice that one a lot of times, man.
I'd smash myself in the face like way too much if I did that.
There's a couple successful ones. There's a few fuck ups. I'm sure.
I can't, man. It was like going back to like what do you do with your hands? Like that's why I love having like the cord or whatever.
The cord's always good too. I thought about that too. My worst nightmare would be a wireless mic.
Dude, we had like just as I was starting doing that like last year, and we did like Share the Land.
Yeah.
And Mike Roth was like, "We're doing wireless mics," and I was like, "No, what about this other hand, man?" Seriously. And I was like practicing like so much, and I was like, "There's no cord here." Like,
I would be grabbing for cords that aren't there all the time.
It's like that's my thing, man. Like I finally figured it out, and you've taken it away from me.
Yeah, that's cruel and unusual.
It's like it's easier with no cords. Like, that's fine, I guess.
I get it, but oh my god, you're not making this easy.
Do you have like a show, like one show that like really stands out to you?
Smiths Falls was pretty incredible, man.
Right.
Because that was like we built that stage pretty much.
Right. Yeah, you have like your hand in everything.
Yeah, like we set up the whole production of it. But I mean, like, it was like a sold-out hall.
Right.
Like, in Northern Ontario. Yeah. Like, I'd never been there. And people were coming, like, oh, my God, it was crazy. There was, like, people, like, jumping up on this. And the stage was really high, too. So it was, like pretty silly. Like, everyone's, like, pretty much right at your feet, like Lee's Palace style.
Right.
Which is, like, pretty, pumps your tires up.
Yeah.
But, like, that one was pretty good. Yeah, like, an all-time show. Smiths Falls, I'd say that's probably the big one. But I mean, like, like release shows are always cool. The Legal Kill Volume 2 release show was really great too. That was like a packed run.
Yeah.
Super cool. I'm really excited for Juno Fest.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, totally.
Like it'll be like a Canadian music. Well, actually, Canadian Music Week was a good one too.
Yeah, with Legal Kill last year.
With Legal Kill last year was fun. With Radio Caroline, the first year.
Oh, you did? Okay.
First year that I had ever played Canadian Music Week was with Radio Caroline, and we lucked out so hard. We played... It was unbelievable, and I think it's the same thing with Juno Fest. Like, we're playing with Tokyo Police Club at 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Last call at 4.
Yeah.
It's like, this is like a formulaically perfect slot.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But with Horseshoe, Canadian Music Week, we had the Sunday... 3 a.m., last call 4 a.m., last day of Canadian Music Week.
Okay.
So it was like literally everyone was piling into the Horseshoe because they're like, this is the last show. Like, no matter who it is.
Yeah.
And it was a packed Horseshoe Tavern
that's awesome.
for Canadian Music Week. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That's crazy. And I think that was where we got all of our radio tattoos. We all got our matching tattoos.
Nice.
Matching band tattoos are cool.
Yeah.
Mom.
we got Jordan Horban.
No.
Okay, so he's like he was in like my year. He's like quite a bit older than me. Or I shouldn't say. I don't know how old you are, so I shouldn't say that. But
I'm 23.
Okay, we're good then. Jordan's like almost 30. So
okay.
Yeah. So
gotcha.
but he was in a band called We Are Bravest, and they like had like a little bit of success, and it was like a pop like punk band or whatever. They like opened for like Mariana's Trench and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's got it was like their logo was like Bravest but with like no vowels. So he's got that like tattoo. It was like it's like Burvist. Yeah, it's Burvist. Yeah, it's just also the joke. But he's got one like on his leg, and he said that they're going to get them, and they were like about to like kick their bass player out, but they hadn't done it yet.
Oh no!
And then
so they were like, "We should talk about doing it."
But they didn't. And then and like everybody was getting them like on their legs, and this guy's like, "I'm getting it on my wrist," and they were like, "You should get it on your leg, man."
Yeah, you should
like,
totally do
and
the
he
leg.
didn't, and he got it on his wrist, and the whole time they were like, "Oh man."
Oh, that's brutal, dude.
So brutal. Like,
that's really brutal.
Have that talk before the tattoo session, I think.
Yeah,
like,
for real. We were on our way to that gig, and Fionn, so Sad Stab. You should look her up on Instagram, by the way. Sad Stab on Instagram. Fantastic stick and poke tattoos.
Oh, okay.
From Toronto.
Cool.
And my friend Josh had messaged me, and they're like, Fionn is gonna come to the show. She does stick and poke tattoos for bands. Like,
oh, okay.
And she's tattooed like Pup. She's tattooed like
nice.
Unknown Mortal Orchestra. Like, it's like crazy.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah, I'm super down. I didn't have any tattoos.
Yeah.
I don't think Scott had any tattoos. Jeff had like one little one on his ankle or something like that. And we were like, let's do it. We were like squabbling over what we should get like all day, right? I was like, yo, let's get like a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
They're like, no, fuck off.
Yeah.
And so I was like, why don't we get like little radios? She can like draw a little radio, and it's like the robot face. I don't know if you saw like Scott. Scott has his like right here or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was like, sure, just toss it on my leg.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think Scott and Liam both got theirs in the green room of the Horseshoe Tavern.
Nice.
And Jeff and I both got ours in the van.
Nice.
Which is very appropriate.
Both rock and roll.
Yeah,
places
anytime
to
I
get
go back to the
tattoos,
Horseshoe, I'm like standing in that back
Yeah.
parking lot, and I'm like,
yeah,
I
just in that like
here.
alley
That's
there.
pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, a nice little self-righteous moment.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's like both of those places are like one of like the most rock and roll places to get
For real.
tattoos. Like Horseshoe Green Room,
Yeah.
very rock and roll to get.
Horseshoe
tattoos.
parking lot?
Yeah, very rock and roll.
Very
to
rock
get
and
tattoos.
roll. Very sketchy.
So like usually near the end, I'll ask like what like big bands you'd want to open for, but since you're kind of like all around, what band, any band, would you want to be in, and like what position would you play?
Ooh, what band would I want to be in?
Yeah. Any position that you want to play in. It's like bass, vocals.
I would love to be in Dilly Killmeister's spot in Strange Ways.
Okay.
I would love to be Dylan. Strange Ways are fantastic.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if I could just be in like any band at all, oh my god. Dude, if I could be John Paul Jones,
yeah,
that'd be pretty
That'd be
dirt.
pretty sweet.
That'd be pretty dirt.
Yeah.
No, like one that's playing right now. What's some bass stuff that I'm really digging right now? I would love to be in Royal Blood, dude.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
I am loving that.
Yeah.
And like Death from Above, that whole two-piece thing is like I've been like trying it out too.
Yeah.
Like, I've got like the whole pedal board trying to
Right.
make that thing. But I mean, it's so hard to like Royal Blood have that like super distinct sound. It's
Yeah.
hard to like not sound
Yeah.
exactly like
Right.
when you're doing it.
Yeah.
But Royal Blood have been like, really
They're
tickling my
wicked.
fancy.
Yeah. I saw them a couple of times. I saw them open for Queens twice.
Saw
on
them
that
twice.
last tour.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
them. That's the only two times I've seen
Yeah,
them. Have you
yeah,
seen
me
them
too.
aside from Queens?
No,
too?
no. Yeah, just those two. I was like almost front row for the Toronto show.
That's super
I've seen
cool.
Queens like 4 times, and then
Nice.
it was funny when they the third time I saw them like on that Villains tour, like that was the third time like total I saw them. I was working and I like told my brother to like get the tickets, and he's like, all right, and so my brother's like a pharmacist, and he just was like, I was thinking like he'd just get like high tickets.
Oh my god!
And I get the email because it was like through my account, and he got like floors, and I was like, oh fuck. So I was like, all right, well if we're going, like I'm gonna get as close to like Queens as I can get. So we were like third row basically, like at the amphitheater there. Yeah, so I was like, that was pretty fucking wicked. And that was the first time I saw Royal Blood too, and I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
man.
it's super
like,
good.
So
There was
good.
like it truly like an improvement from the first and second time I saw them too. Like they get like tighter and tighter every time.
Yeah.
Like I saw them at amphitheater on the lawn.
Okay.
And that was fantastic. Maybe it was just because I was so far back.
Yeah.
But then I saw them at Bud Gardens, and
Yeah.
we were like in the hundreds on the side.
Okay,
and they were incredible. Queens had like a really long set that night.
Yeah.
I remember like standing there and I was just like, I don't want to hear 3 guitars anymore. Like,
I worked that day and had to work the next day, and I don't know if it was just because it was also my 4th time too, but I was like, I still love this, but I also want to go home.
I was tired, man. Like, I think like we're not alone there.
Yeah.
Like,
it was still like it was a great show. But
it was fantastic, but I was like, it was long.
Home,
they were playing like deep cuts too.
Yeah,
it was weird.
It was weird. That was out of the 4 times I've seen them. That was like the deepest cuts I've seen.
Yeah, it was strange. Sure.
Yeah, they opened with like song for the deaf, which I've like never heard them play before.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. Cause like, well, like I saw them right after they put like Clockwork out. So that show they played like most of that album.
Yeah.
And then the second time I saw them in Oshawa on that tour, and it was like they didn't play a lot of that album. Right. And then it was like the same thing. Like Villains, they played most of Villains, and then that show they played lots of old shit, which is cool about seeing Queens because they don't do the same thing. Yeah,
they always change it up.
Yeah.
And that Molson Amphitheater, that was like the biggest North American show they ever played.
Yeah, and that one was awesome.
Like, holy shit. Well, I remember walking in there. That was like the biggest concert I'd ever been to.
Right.
I remember walking in. I was like, "There's a shitload of people.
Yeah.
Like, this is a lot of people."
Yeah.
And then he said, like, "Yeah, this is the biggest like North American show we've ever played." And I was like, "That fucking makes sense."
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And like, I love that they're a big band, but they're not like huge. So they still like come and do the like. They hit Toronto and then they come back and then they come to like London and they do like Oshawa or whatever. Like, yeah, they can still hit like those like other markets, which is really cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I don't know. I love seeing those guys. I'll see them like every time.
If they come back to London or Toronto, I'm gonna be there.
They're so good
for sure. And like, I mean, they always have like consistent openers too. I know that they played with Royal Blood the last 2 times. So,
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they'll have some super cool band next time.
I'm trying to think. They had some band like that was actually kind of weird the first time I saw them called Guards. And it was more like poppy band. Huh. And then like his wife, like Brody Dahl, opened when I saw them in Oshawa. Yeah, which is kind of cool. She played like some Distiller stuff and
cool.
But yeah, the Royal Blood stuff was definitely wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What are some like local bands that you?
Some local bands that I'm loving.
Not even necessarily London, but just like
I'm gonna pump some tires right now, boys. We got Foam, man. Foam is fantastic. And that's like 2 of my old roommates, Pat and Nathan, Pat Briggs and Nathan Patrick, and Davida Kuslitz, fantastic. And Will Agnew was playing drums in that band for a little while there too, but he moved to Toronto, and he's doing his own thing, being fantastic at everything. Heart Attack Kids are killing it. Strange Ways are killing it. They're all playing the same Juno showcase.
Oh, right on.
At Richmond Tavern next Saturday. So
Sweet.
If this is out by then go see that.
Go see them.
Those guys are fantastic. The Mesa are cool.
Okay.
That's also an old roommate of mine, Harry. They're super cool. They're like very Caius.
Oh, okay.
Very
wicked.
Queensy.
Nice.
So I'm sure you would dig
them.
Let me think. I hate being put on the spot. It's like, it's like going to a guitar store and you gotta like play something. You're like, I don't know any guitar riffs.
Yeah. You'll leave and you'll be like, fuck.
Yeah, for real.
Add all these ones in after.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, I'm so on the spot. The Wrong Brothers are fantastic.
Yeah, they're good guys.
2-piece.
Yeah.
I appreciate the shit out of 2-pieces.
Yeah, man.
Like, really
and they're like huge. Like 2-pieces are killing
trendy
it
right now. Crownlands?
Oh yeah,
Crownlands,
of
fantastic.
Course,
Love them.
Like, nicest dudes in rock
and they're the
and roll.
nicest people ever. Yeah, we play with them at the Palais Royale show. Which is a crazy, strange experience.
Yeah, that was
but I got to play that double Rick for a moment.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Kevin. Fantastic.
He's so nice, man.
Yeah.
That was like we played with them like a couple weeks after that.
At the Lazy show.
Yeah.
That was the first time I'd ever seen you guys.
Oh, right on. Yeah, wicked. And he was like, as soon as we got off stage, he was like right there, and he was like, "That was fucking wicked." And I was like, "Oh my god, thanks so much."
Yeah, super
like,
cool.
It's crazy.
I had to exchange some notes. I was like, "Where do you get your bell bottoms?"
Yeah.
What hair products do you guys use?
Yeah. Yeah, man, lots of hair in that band for sure.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel like I was almost bothering them because I was like, you guys have better hair than us.
Yeah. Just like, okay.
It's like I'm sure we get it all the time.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
Oh man.
Grievances.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Never Betters. Great. Jock for all you hardcore fans. Who else? There's got to be like one more giant tire pump. 5 Oceans.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're fantastic. Mark is a fantastic drummer.
Wicked.
Got to play at Rum Runners with him, with Serena, like on Thursday.
Okay.
And that was super cool.
Sweet.
But yeah, that's like it's a pretty good list.
Right
Make
on.
a playlist out of that.
Yeah, totally. I've been thinking about maybe doing that.
You should totally make playlists. That'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Just add to this thing a little bit.
You heard it here first.
There you go. We'll make playlists. There you go. I'll do it for every guest.
I just signed you up for
it.
I have to do it now. Making me more work.
I got one more question. I've never asked anybody this question.
Sure.
I just I thought of it this morning. Not like I thought of my one time in high school. My buddy asked me this, and I was like, I should be asking people this on the podcast. If you could have written any song in history, what would it be? This is another ridiculous question.
That one changes with me. I'm brutal, man. I really hope people don't creep my Spotify plays. I'll listen to the same song, same song.
Dude, me too.
For days, weeks sometimes.
Did you get the look at your Spotify put out the what you've listened to or whatever?
They did that
thing.
Yeah,
mine was dumb, man. Was so dumb.
I'm shameful of mine too because it's you don't even feel like you listen to them that much. You just listen to the same song for a bunch of days.
Yeah.
And it was Eagles of Death Metal were my number one.
Nice.
And I was I listened to I Love You All the Time and Save a Prayer literally a billion times. And then I just left it alone. But yeah, I mean,
that's awesome. That Save the Prayer cover is so good though.
I know, it's super so good. It's better than the original. I didn't even know it was a Duran Duran song.
I know.
Truly didn't.
It's so good, man. I got obsessive about that too actually when that album came out.
Yeah, super good.
Man. Mine was in the summertime, I got obsessed with Cleopatra, and it was my thing was just Cleopatra, my top. And I listened to other songs, but there was a while where it was all I listened to.
Yeah. So
my top 5 songs were I think it was 3 Cleopatra songs and 2 Ready the Prince songs.
Oh, no.
I was oh man. I was hey, hopefully this isn't creepy.
There was another one. It was The Darkness. I listened to Friday Night by The Darkness a million times, and it's The Darkness and Eagles of Death Metal are just so rock and roll, it's almost parody, you know?
Yeah.
So I just felt bad, publishing. I was just people are gonna think that, I just, listen to AC/DC all day and, do high kicks. This guy just must play cowboy dress up all the time.
Yeah.
But, I do. But, no, fucking song that I wish I had written. Because it changes, every week.
Yeah. I try to think of, I was trying to think of, a main song, but, that I could answer with, but, I don't know. I would just hear lyrics mainly, and I'm I wish I wrote that lyric.
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm trying to think of all the influence ones now.
Yeah.
You know, it's brutal. I wish I wrote Sleepwalk. That that crazy it's not even there's no lyrics to that song, but it's I forget what the artist even is, but it's that slide guitar song.
Okay, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
It's at the end of the La Bamba movie.
Yeah.
Credits. Or Feeling Bad Blues by Ry Cooder. I'm a huge blues guy.
Okay.
I love slide guitar is my thing.
Wicked.
But Feeling Bad Blues would be a good one. Or Sleepwalk. Those are just they're slide guitar symphonies, you know what I mean? They're just perfect in so many ways. Joe Bonamassa pumps the tires on Feeling Bad Blues a lot. But that would be a good one. Or some Johnny Cash song probably.
Yeah. There you go. Perfect. Cool, man. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about that I didn't ask you about?
Not really. I mean, I can always go listen to second half.
Yeah.
And
Killer.
Go see as many Juno showcases as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Get out there. Do it.
Hells yeah.
Fuck yeah. Cool, man. Well, thanks so much for doing this.
Thanks for having me, man.
Of course. Anytime.